March 26th, 2020. This hive is cranking, which is a big relief. And they're pulling a ton of pollen in. Going to be keeping a close eye on these guys and making sure they got it. But so far looking good. Looks like they're building up quite a colony already. And hopefully we should be able to do some splits here in the not too distant future. I got a couple other hives booted up and running again. A little bit later in the day. So exciting to see them just cranking up. They're definitely building this colony up. We got some different color pollen in, some bright yellow and some more oranger colored stuff coming in. I mean, they're hauling mass amounts in, so I think they're feeding up the brood good, and I think they're going to survive okay. And as soon as the time is appropriate, we'll start doing splits. And get our colonies replicated back out. And of course, when we do the splits, we'll have new queens being developed, so that'll give us some new queens. I think the queens in these hives are pretty old, so that may have been some of the factor of the loss here. Anyway, all is not lost, so that's a big relief. Alright, this is the middle hive, 18OR2. Just doing a little bit more assessment on it. There are several good frames of honey on this side here. I'd say this one, and this one were pretty well full. Well, this one and this one are full. This one's maybe half. These others not so much, but there is another cluster of bees. You can see that in there, right in there. So I think that my friend Bob is right. I think these guys were a small colony, dwindling resources, and I think they probably could not defend the hive. My mistake, I should have got restrictors on back in the fall, but everything seemed okay, and this whole season's been crazy. And I'm also fairly inexperienced. So I will save these resources and plan to help use these to help off with setting up the new splits. So that is that, and if I get any more interesting stuff, I will show you. Okay, just taking another close look at the bottom board here. I don't know what that was. I've never seen one of those before. Creepy creature. And then I'm pretty sure this is my queen here. Well, my queen, their queen. One of my ladies. It's a shame about this colony, but look at that, we got one hive beetle on the bottom board here too. Well, so I'm going to wipe this board. I'm going to take this bottom board right out of here actually. We're going to put down a new one and sort of prep this up for next round. Alright, so I just pulled this frame out of this lower box on the failed middle colony, and I think this is an excellent opportunity to examine things here. You can see all this brood in here. The brood, it was capped up, so they were starting to lay again. And you can see one of the nurse bees here that died in place. Looks like they probably froze right in place. And you can even see a new honeybee that was hatching out here, just trying to get out, but couldn't make it. And then if you look, you can see that this all this comb here is uncapped. There's honey in it, but it's not capped. I don't know if they must have been pulling this in from some resource. Looking at the color, it could be maybe a maple sap that they were trying to reduce or something, but it seems like really early season for that. But we did have some really warm days here, so I don't know what to make of it all. I'm going to share this video with my friend Bob from Black Bear Apiaries, or Black Bear Apiary, and see what he thinks about it. But I just thought this was a good opportunity to inspect things and have a look at a little more detail as to what was going on inside this colony. Always good to go back and look at things and try and understand better what happened and why what happened. Now that I got this opened up, you can see this remaining bit of cluster that was here a little better. And I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I can see it with my naked eye, that all that comb in there is uncapped also, and that actually looks kind of like drone comb. It looks a little bigger than the regular comb size. I'll pull that frame out and we'll take a look at that also. Okay, so yeah, this is that next frame. You can see brood that obviously is dying because it's not being tended. And lots more uncapped honey in here. And that really, a lot of that looks like drone comb to me. They're a significantly bigger comb, I think. Again, I'll have to ask my friend Bob. I'm going to pull a few more frames out of this, see what else we find in here. Again, more uncapped honey. Just a little bit that was capped in the upper right here. The rest of this is either uncapped honey or empty cells. There are a few in here, I can't tell. I'm sorry for my horrible camera handling. I can't tell if that's honey that's gone bad or if it's just sugarized in there or what. Hopefully you can see that okay on camera. Sorry for all the shaking. Alright, and I guess we'll go to the next frame and look at that. I should show the other side of this. You can see there was another brood patch on there. This is down close into the middle of the hive. So that's about where brood would normally be expected, more into the inner core of the colony, from everything I've learned thus far. Alright, so this is the fourth frame in from the edge. So this is basically right dead middle, dead center of the colony. You can see there was some capped honey in here, and a little bit more over here. Again, a lot of uncapped honey. And as I'm looking at this and seeing this and thinking back on what Bob said, I think he's right. I think this colony was just too weak and couldn't defend, and so they got robbed out basically. Yeah, which is a shame, but again, all failures are an excellent learning opportunity. I've had many failures in my life, and I've learned many awesome lessons from them. And people get really distressed and disappointed when they have a failure, but those failures are an excellent learning opportunity, and you should take maximum advantage of them and learn everything you can from them, and use that to do better next time, and not beat yourself up too much. Because if you beat yourself up, you're not moving forward. Okay, and so this had a lot more honey resources in here than I thought. Those last three frames, not entirely full and capped, but a lot of full and capped, some uncapped. Flip the other side for you. So they did have enough resources left, so it's good to know that they weren't shy on resources, because after seeing that fail and thinking they just starved out, my first thought was maybe I need to leave 3 deep supers on for them for the winter. And I don't think that's the case. I think we just need to set them up for better defense and set them up for a better colony for over the winter, so they can defend it and maintain it. Yeah, so all full capped, with a few exceptions here and there on that. On both sides. Oh man, I just want to dip my finger into that and have a big gob. But I'll resist. I don't want to get honey everywhere. And this one too, pretty well full and capped. So it is what it is. It's okay. It also gives me a chance to reset these colonies up, so I'll be able to get down in here and inspect the brood when I need to a little more easily. Some of these hives haven't really been disturbed in quite some time, and so they're pretty jumbled up, and I don't like going into a hive to do an inspection and doing a whole lot of damage to honeycomb and disturbing the colony too much. So this will make it a little easier for that in the future as well. So there's plenty of resources here for them, and we should be able to do a split once the season's a little more appropriate and turn it on and go. And hopefully we'll have at least all 3 of these hives rocking again by the end of this season, maybe more. I'll have to talk to Bob and some of my other beekeeping friends and see just how crazy I can get with ramping it up. I think that's it for today. Just wanted to do a quick inspection and have a look-see at things. I think Bob's assessment was right on the money. Alright, so this will be part 3 of the honeybee hive colony fail video series on the Pharmacy Seeds Network. I hope you found this interesting or informative. If you have questions or comments, please do so down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing. Thanks for watching.